Hey there, how are you today? My name is Dana Demara. You've landed on Astrocast. This is a special recording for Pluto changing signs. Okay, now I want to bring up my screen just one time. It is going to be the new moon screen, but it'll do. So here's little Pluto. And I say little Pluto, okay, because Pluto is a super small planet, okay? But Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008. And it's going to change signs right after the new moon Aries. Okay, like literally right after. See, 29 degrees, 58 seconds. Okay. It's also changing signs right after Saturn moved into Pisces, which was just last week. And right before Mars moves into Cancer on the 25th. And right after our spring equinox. So just for sake of dates. Okay, are you ready? Okay, so last week, I'm trying to remember the exact date, but I want to say it was like the 15th, maybe. Anyways, before the 20th of March, don't hold me to it. Before the 20th of March, we had Saturn, who'd been it moved into Pisces out of Aquarius. Okay, big deal. Okay, then on March 20th, we have the spring equinox. Okay, that's when we change seasons. Okay, then we have the new moon Aries on the 21st. On the 23rd, Pluto changes signs. Okay, and then on the 25th, Mars changes signs. Now, real quick, I talk about this in the new moon recording, but that's worthy of saying it again. Mars has been in Gemini since August of 2022. 7 months, when usually it only stays in a sign for like 6 weeks. Mars is the initiator. Mars moves us forward. It's been in the same sign since August, when, by the way, Uranus was also in retrograde. What? And right now, no planets are in retrograde. Everything's like movement forward. Powerful manifesting time. Okay. I'll go back to my screen. Let's talk a little bit about Pluto. Pluto is the transformer. Okay. And the last time Pluto changed signs, okay, actually, I should put it this way. Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008. Now, anybody want to remember what happened in 2008? Big financial institution crash. Pluto in Capricorn. Let me just put it this way. Okay. First of all, Pluto only changes signs every 20 years. So this is huge, or 20 years. So this is huge. Okay. Huge. Pluto hasn't been in Capricorn or in Aquarius, excuse me, in 250 years, approximately. Okay. So when Pluto moves into a new sign, it coincides with important economical, social, political events. And Pluto has been dismantling a lot of systems in that area since 2008. Now, if you don't know what that means, go back and read what happened in 2008 and it'll click. So our lives and society as a whole is going to change. Think about it this way, right? Capricorn is very much about structure. It's about one step at a time. It's a very disciplined masculine sign, right? For lack of a better explanation, Aquarius is about air. Aquarius is about speed. Aquarius is about futuristic ways of being. Okay. Just notice how much talk there is about AI and technology. And, that's like a huge theme of Aquarius. So now Pluto is like, will move into that sign and transform anything in that way of being and how we do business, how we communicate with each other. Something I'll say, and I have like dates and things, and I want to make sure I read from my notes, but something I want to say is, let's remember that as we move into this new era, this new way of being, the next 20 years, it's going to stay there till 2024. So it's important to note that Pluto won't stay in Aquarius when it moves in. It's going to move in, it's going to go out. This is what it's doing now, is called the ingress. So it's going to go in and then go out and in and out and in and out. 2024, it'll stay. I believe it's November of 2024, not 100% certain, but it's not till late 2024. But then it's going to stay there till 2044. Okay. Now, something I want you to remember. Are you ready? Okay. You're not a robot. You're a human. You're a human. You feel. You feel. You have emotions. You can look people in the eyeball. Okay. Please don't forget that. And I'm being so serious. Do not forget that. Okay. We are moving into this new way of being, a new way of communicating. If you haven't already noticed, since 2020, anybody out there watch the Jetsons? You remember watching the Jetsons when you were a kid and being like, whoa, those people are talking on the screen and they're flying their cars. Okay, that's great. But please remember, as we move along this new way of being, okay, my God, remember you're a human. And don't push the river, because things are going to change. And guess what? You can't stop them. You cannot stop them. You have zero control. The only thing you have control over is your own emotion and your emotional state and your physiology and the way you respond. So all I'm telling you is just remember that you can't say, Pluto, stop. You can't do that. But you have the ability to change your emotion, right? So just allow whatever shifts are going to happen around you, let them happen. But remember that you're human. You're human. Okay. I could end it there, but I'm not gonna. All right, so let's go back here. Put on my glasses so I can read. So Pluto and Aquarius will reform anything that has to do with humanitarianism. It will reform anything that has to do with technology. Pluto uncovers things, right? And it's going to retrograde. So when it retrogrades, it gets deeper. It's almost like it goes deeper into what's needs to be transformed. Now, this is on a collective level, but it's also individual. Okay. So, systemic changes will happen, right? It doesn't happen overnight. Pluto inevitably will bring what is referred to as, or what we visualize as, or label, I should say, as chaos in certain areas, and then it'll reform it. That's why I'm saying, like, remember you're human, remember you can't change things, but you can go with the flow while remembering who you are, right? It's just how Pluto operates. You can't, first the dirt's exposed, and then creative solutions happen, right? So keep tapping into that whole like creativity piece of who you are, and just allow yourself to, I don't know how to say it, go with the flow, right? So I'm going to read this to you. To understand what to expect from Pluto's ingress in Aquarius, let's look back at what happened just over the past few years when Jupiter and Saturn were transiting in Aquarius. Remember when Jupiter and Saturn went into Aquarius? Anybody? Raise your hand. Anyone? That was right around, well, first of all, yeah, it was right around December 2020 until December 2021. That's when we really got fueled by what was going on in the world with this COVID thing. And things started to shift around policies, working from home, things like that, right? Expand. We expanded. Everything expanded around technology, new communication ways of being, right? Online collaboration. Like, Jupiter's job was to expand, and that's what we did. Saturn was in Aquarius. Look, Saturn's right here. See it? Okay. Saturn was in Aquarius during that whole time. So Saturn's role is to like make it real. Saturn's like, let's make rules and structures and focus on this idea of technology, right? Now Saturn's going to move into Pisces, which is, guess what? Mysticism, magic, astrology, numerology, higher realms. So Saturn's going to make that kind of stuff real. I don't know what that looks like. I'll save that for another podcast. But Saturn was in Aquarius from December 2020 to March 2023. And so Jupiter expanded everything in Aquarius. Saturn made it real. Now Pluto's going to go in and go, okay, guys, I'm going to transform and pull up any kind of dirt, any kind of stuff that's not working. We're going to just transform it, right? So Pluto's role is to stress test whatever Jupiter and Saturn have been working on for the last 3 years. Does that make sense? Pluto's like, let me see what's sustainable and what's not, right? Let me just see, because Pluto's goal is to preserve life and to transform what isn't working. Pluto's the empowerment planet. Pluto gets you to step back into your power and let go of the stuff that isn't working. Pluto tore down and created an exposure of what wasn't and hasn't been working in the systems of our society. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but it's a true statement. Just look back since 2008. Just look back, right? So, Aquarius is about humanitarianism. Aquarius is about altruism. Aquarius is about power to the people, where Capricorn was like hierarchy, right? And so we have to really look at how we've been functioning in our society or in our own lives and ask ourselves, how am I using this power in my life, right? How am I using this power? How am I using my power? And who's got the power in our society? And is that working, right? Like power to the people sounds amazing. It sounds great instead of a hierarchy. And at the same time, it's like, wow, okay, if we give power to the people, is that going to create chaos? Right? So I think the biggest takeaway with Pluto moving into Aquarius right after Saturn moves out and Mars moving into Cancer after it's been in Gemini for 7 months, it's really asking yourself, how are you using your power? Right? Like, are you tapping into your power or are you squishing it? How are you with whatever you're offering in your life? Is it sustainable? What roots can be pulled? And it's not a mistake that this is happening right after the equinox and right after the new moon Aries. This is so fun, right? So I would say with this time that we are feeling all of this, whether we're conscious of it or not, I would say drop into your meditation, drop into your spiritual practice, whatever it is, doesn't matter to me. Turn up the volume of it. Ask the questions like, what's next? How can I be of best service? Put down your phones, stop the scrolling 3,000 times a day, let it go, and just drop into what's real for you. Tap into the nature of who you are, because all this is happening whether you like it or not. That's all I got. If you want more information about astrology, you want me to read your chart, because, for me personally, my Pluto is in Capricorn. I am so excited for Pluto to go into Aquarius. Goodbye. Bye-bye. But during that time, and I still have more time in it, right? During that time, I have uncovered so much and composted so much. And you probably have too. And if you want to know anything about that, my goodness gracious, reach out to me. I'd love to read your chart. Would love it. It's so enlightening and opening and expanding. And this month I've got 25% off. Go to my website, danademara.com. Go on the little top tab there. It says work with me or work with Dana. And you just scroll down, astrology reading, hit purchase, add to cart, put in a code, March 2023, you'll get 25% off. I like doing it around this time of the year because it's the astrological new year. All right, so I want to say thank you so much. It's been my pleasure, my honor. Have a beautiful, beautiful, blessed day. Namaste.